Okay guys, it's now time for another series of VHS collections for 2016, and this time it's going to be the Warner Brothers VHS tapes, in which I have a bunch of clamshells here, as well as a bunch of slipcovers. So this is definitely going to take more than a couple parts to do, so let's get this started. First up is the 2000 VHS of Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, which is the first feature-length Batman Beyond movie and the only Batman Beyond movie for that matter. Spine and the back. First feature-length Batman Beyond movie, and also the only Batman Beyond movie, like I said. But, come on, focus camera. Stars Bruce Wayne, Terry McGinnis, Wolf Rydell, Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, Angie Harmon, and Melissa Joan Hart. Not rated, and it's 76 minutes. It's in a black clamshell case. Here's the ink label, and it was printed on November 18th, 2000. But it came out onto video on Halloween of 2000, so... But, yeah, this is a... I actually haven't seen this yet, but I really want to, so... There you go. Next up is the 2001 VHS of Cats and Dogs. Things are gonna get hairy. Yeah, they sure are. 2 thumbs up, says Ebert and Roper at the movies. And the movies, excuse me. Here's the spine. And the back. The comedy smash destined to take over the world. Co-produced with Village Roadshow Pictures. Stars Jeff Goldblum, Elizabeth Perkins, and Alexander Pollock, and featuring the voices of Alec Baldwin, Susan Sarandon, John Lovitz, Charlton Heston, and Sean Hayes. Rated PG for animal action and humor, and it's 87 minutes. Ink label. Printed on August 25th, 2001. And this is a pretty funny movie. If you like animal films or comedies about them, then you should check that out. And next is the 1999 VHS of A Christmas Story. Under the Warner Brothers Family Entertainment Holiday banner. Peace, harmony, comfort, and joy, maybe next year. We triple dog dare you to unwrap a more comical Yuletide classic, and I don't see a film critique on here, but rated PG, and it's 93 minutes. Stars Melinda Dillon, the late great Darren McGavin, and Peter Billingsley. And I heard that, oh, and by the way, this is actually the MGM UA home video release, put in the wrong case, but, oh well, doesn't matter. And it was printed on October 29th, 1998, 2 days before Halloween of that year. And I heard that the kid who played Ralphie in this is now a taxi driver, or at least that's what I heard. So, yeah, he doesn't really do acting anymore. And next is the 1993 VHS of Dennis the Menace, based off the comic strip. Also a 1993 film with Walter Matthau and Mason Gamble. America's classic kid in a classic comedy. And, yeah, clamshell's not in the greatest condition. Hey, Mr. Wilson! Or, hey, Mr. Wilson! Yeah, that's how you say it. It captures the Home Alone magic, says Susan Granger of CRN and American Movie Classics. Also stars Christopher Lloyd, Joan Plowright, Leah Thompson, Paul Winfield, and Mason Gamble and Walter Matthau, like I said. Rated PG for comedic mischief, and it is 96 minutes. Here's the tape with the ink label, and it was printed on, I can barely see it, but it's September 20th, 1993. And Dennis the Menace is a pretty funny movie. I recommend this if you haven't seen it. And right here I have the sequel from 1998, and it's Dennis the Menace Strikes Again. And this is actually a direct-to-video sequel. Dennis the Menace is back in an all-new feature-length family comedy. And this stars Don Rickles, George Kennedy, Justin Cooper from Liar Liar, Brian Doyle Murray, Carrot Top, and Betty White. Rated G, and it's 85 minutes. Here's the ink label, and it was printed on June 3rd, 1998. This came out when Warner Brothers was celebrating its 75th anniversary. So this film has a 75th anniversary Warner Brothers logo. But this sequel was not too bad, but it can't hold a candle to the original. That's all I gotta say. But one of my favorite parts in this movie is when Dennis is trying to wash Mr. Wilson's car, and he mistakes the soap for cotton candy mix, and he puts a whole shitload of it in his car washing machine, and everything goes haywire from there. It's hilarious. But still, good movie, but not as good as the original. Next up is the 1993 VHS of Free Willy. How far would you go for a friend? The most rousing family adventure since E.T., says Bob Campbell of Newhouse News Service. A 12-year-old street kid, a 3-ton orca whale, a friendship you can never imagine, an adventure you'll never forget. Pure magic, you will cheer, says Joe Siegel of Good Morning America of ABC TV. Stars Jason James Richter, Lori Petty, Jane Atkinson, August Schellenberg, and Michael Madsden. Co-produced with Regency Enterprises, who they actually do films with 20th Century Fox now. Includes Michael Jackson's music video "Will You Be There," available for limited time only, that's at the beginning of this tape after the previews. Rated PG for mild language, and it is 112 minutes. This has previews for Batman Mask of the Phantasm and the Nutcracker, the live-action movie. Here's the ink label, printed on November 28th, 1993. And Free Willy is a pretty good movie. I'd recommend this if you haven't seen it. And right here we have the sequel, 1995 VHS of Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home, which is also a 1995 film. Smarter and more endearing than the original, the ideal family movie, says Karen James of New York Times. And I agree with that. Here's the spine and the back. A wonderful action-packed adventure, says Neil Rosen of NY1 News WLAG-TV. And basically it has the same cast. And this is rated PG for mild language and mild peril, and it's 98 minutes, and it features another song by Michael Jackson called Childhood. Yeah, Michael Jackson had some pretty good music, but printed on October 25th, 1995. And yeah, this sequel is just as good as the original, so there you have it. And next I have the final Free Willy film, Free Willy 3, The Rescue. The best of the Free Willy pictures, says Siskel and Ebert. Best of the Free Willy pictures, my ass. This was probably the weakest out of all the Free Willy films. A whale of a tale for the whole family, says David Sheehan of CBS TV. Rated PG for thematic elements involving whale hunting and brief language, and it's 86 minutes. Ink label, printed on October 22nd, 1997. But yeah, if you're going to watch the Free Willy films, watch the first two. This one was not very good. And next up is the 1994 VHS of The Goonies. 1985 adventure film, Steven Spielberg, directed by Richard Donner. Steven Spielberg didn't direct this, but he did work on it a little bit. Here's the spine and the back. A deliciously Disney adventure with crowd-pleasing fun, says Kathleen Carroll of New York Daily News. And rated PG, and it's 114 minutes. I also have the I also have this movie on DVD. I'll show that when I do my Warner Brothers DVD collection 2016 edition. It's got a vertical sticker label, and it was printed on September 10th, 1995. Yeah, and they just showed this movie on Discovery Family last night, and I would not watch that version if I were you guys, because it's a long story. Next up is the 2000 VHS of Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, animated Christmas special from 1966, based off the Dr. Seuss book. Also includes Horton Hears a Who. Here's the spine and the back. And not rated, and it's 52 minutes. And I don't know why this tape has the old tape reels, even though this is a 2000 Warner Brothers tape. Printed on November 11th, 2000. Yeah, that's awfully weird. Oh well. But this is a good Christmas special to watch around the holidays. I don't have the 2000 live action version with Jim Carrey, but I remember seeing that in theaters, and that one was not too bad. And next is the 1999 VHS of The Iron Giant. And this is a good movie as well. An instant classic that will enchant Earthlings for decades to come, says Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal. The best animated film of the decade, says James DiGiovanna of the Tucson Citizen. Rated PG for fantasy action and mild language, and it's 87 minutes. Featuring the voice talents of Jennifer Aniston, Harry Connick Jr., Vin Diesel, Christopher McDonald, Eli Marienthal. Printed on October 20th, 1999. Yeah, this is a good animated film. I'd recommend this if you guys haven't seen it. And next is another 1999 VHS, but this is a 1998 film. This is Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. He's the world's coolest dad, and he's going to prove it. Yep. Very good movie to watch around the holidays. Wonderful, says Joel Siegel of Good Morning America. This also stars Kelly Preston, Mark Addy, and Joseph Cross. Rated PG for mild language, and it's 102 minutes. And ink label, printed on July 9th, 1999. And yeah, Jack Frost is a pretty good movie. Very good movie to watch around Christmas time. I watched it Christmas of 2015 a couple of times. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys one more Warner Brothers VHS tape, and then we'll stop for this part, and I'll see you guys in part 2. And that is the 1995 VHS of Little Giants with Rick Moranis and Ed O'Neill. For everyone who's waited to be chosen and wasn't, your day has come. Yeah, the stars Rick Moranis, who has not been acting in years, but hopefully, I know he's been taking care of his family and stuff since his wife died. That's why he retired from the acting business. A real winner for the entire family, says Mike Cacaciapoli of ABC Radio. I don't know how to pronounce that. Stand Up and Cheer family comedy, says Susan Granger of CRN and American Movie Classics. This is co-produced by Amblin Entertainment. Rated PG for kids' rude language and pranks, and it is 106 minutes. There's the ink label, and was printed on December 29th, 1994, but all the content and everything on here is still from 1995. This contains